Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Better Call Saul. Last time on Better Call Saul, we had Wexler v. Goodman. Oh boy. Let's start off with Mike. First off, Gus and Mike met with Nacho, and he told them that Lalo wants to hurt Gus's business so that the bosses down south decide to cut Gus loose, basically. So to remedy the situation, Mike went and connected the burning of the travel wire building to Lalo ramming through that one guy's car, and connected the dots for Detective Roberts, and they actually did arrest Lalo, which was pretty crazy. Meanwhile, Jimmy decided to go through with everything to basically blackmail Kevin. Even though Kim had backed out of it and didn't want to do it, Jimmy decided that he was going to do it, and yeah, he certainly did it. But it ended up working. Kevin surrendered, basically, and Acker will be able to keep his house. And but in doing so, Jimmy has betrayed Kim. And there was a whole big fight about it, basically, or a big blow-up about it, really. And Kim said that this can't keep continuing. Something has to change. Either they split up now, or they get married. Which seems weird, but after the episode, I was thinking about it a lot. And I guess it's really just... It's to highlight, which I think I said this in the discussion anyway, but it's to basically go back to the beginning of the episode, which showed Kim as a kid Kim, and how she didn't get in the car with her drunk mother, but now if she's gonna get married, then they're in it for the long run, and Kim cannot escape this addiction to slipping Jimmy. So yeah. But that was pretty much it. It was a crazy intense episode, but really, really good, and I'm excited to see where we're going. We're really into the back half of this season now, and the back half of a season of these shows is always insane. So yeah, that is pretty much it. So why don't we just go ahead and jump right into this episode of Better Call Saul. Here we go.
And mute. Okay, what if I
but
have
who
the
is
urge
that?
to not tell you something, but I tell you, and you don't like what you hear?
I just want to know what's going on.
Are they going over,
Yeah,
the
but
agreement
Jimmy.
of a marriage?
We're really doing this, huh?
Yeah, it looks that way.
Hey, Huel.
I'm late. I got a friend that runs a B&B in Roswell. Get you a good deal.
How about we take a rain check on that? We just need to get this done. You feel me?
They're literally just getting
This is a
married.
legal arrangement. This way, if I get into trouble, they can't make her testify.
They're getting
against
married for legal reasons.
You getting hits for that?
me. Yeah.
I mean, they share a house in Bang, so I mean, they're not too far off.
Sir, do you have documentation of your two previous disillusions?
Yeah.
Kim's his third wife. Wait, third? Didn't we only hear about one?
Do you, James Morgan McGill, take Kimberly Wexler? No middle name.
I was about to say.
I do.
And do you, Kimberly Wexler?
I do.
You may kiss.
Oh, he got a picture. Oh. I mean, despite the fact that this is the least romantic thing I've ever seen in my friggin' life, it's still kind of adorable.
Saul Goodman, speedy justice for you.
I've been calling you.
Oh, it's Nacho.
I had a busy morning.
The truth is, you ignored our advice. We said Mesa Verde should reconsider the site for the call center. You declined. We advised you to keep the purchase lot as an investment. You declined. And we advised you to leave that meeting when it became apparent that the other side was negotiating in bad faith. You declined. At every point, we gave you the best guidance we could. And at every point, you chose to go your own way. We are your attorneys,
true,
and it is our
but-
job to advise you. And Kevin, I have to tell you, whoever represents you in the future, I hope you're going to listen to them a little bit better.
Damn. I mean,
That it? All right, then. See you on Thursday.
okay.
Okay?
I mean, she's right.
Well, I guess we'll get out of your hair.
What little you have left.
JMM. What's that?
Oh, that's my motto.
Nah.
Yeah?
Justice matters most.
Nah.
You're gonna get me out on bail.
Bail. That's...
You wanna be a friend of the cartel? Time to get yourself a new motto. Just make money.
Nah.
Okay, kid. We'll finish the rest later. Now, good night.
Not yet, Pop. Just 2 more pages.
2 more pages, and that's it. All right, now lie down.
Well, things are certainly better at home. Yo, this bed is dope.
I'm better now.
Yeah.
What changed?
Decided to play the cards I was dealt.
Nah.
How'd your day go?
I got married.
Alright. Time to consummate. Yep, watch your head. Okay, good. Thank God. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Oh.
I'm having the urge not to tell you something.
Nah.
What?
I have a new client. He's connected.
This is a hell of a time to
And
tell
he's
her.
a cartel guy from Mexico. Pretty high up. He said I'd be a friend of the cartel.
Friend of the cartel.
This is hella pillow talk.
You know what that means? It means money.
Well, okay, don't be too excited about this.
That kind of money. Like, I didn't want to tell you, so I thought I should tell you.
Well, hey, you are honoring the marriage agreement. That was a lot to take in.
You know what?
What?
Oh no.
I'm glad you did.
Really?
Oh.
Okay. I was afraid for a second. Okay. Okay, good. Yay, they're telling.
I went out.
And you want me to square it with Frank?
Frank's not all of it, it's the cartel. I disappear, they're gonna go after my father. He's gotta come with me. But no matter what I say with him, it's the cops or nothing.
The cops won't solve this.
No.
You got away.
What are you holding out?
He wants me to burn down the Pollos Hermanos.
Oh, jeez.
Then he's not out of the picture, is he?
No. The only thing... I feel like the only thing you can do is get him killed in prison. I wonder if the way that Mike has of getting Nacho and his dad out is the vacuum cleaner guy, Ed.
Lydia tells me Salamanca is in jail. This means you can continue construction?
Eduardo Salamanca has been arrested for murder. However, even from jail...
Boy, this guy knows a lot.
He ordered his men to burn down one of my restaurants.
You're kidding. He's in jail. He can still do that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm afraid so.
Don't doubt the power of a
I know
Salamanca.
it's not exactly my area of expertise, but don't people get killed in prison all the time? I mean, shanked and shipped and whatnot.
Well, sometimes
Anything
Batuco.
happens to Salamanca on this side of the border, the cartel will assume that it was my doing. It would mean war.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember Santiago? The two of us, our backs to the wall. I will never forget what you did. You are still the same man. You will do what is necessary.
Okay.
Jesus, man.
Good.
To think all of this was taken out by Walter goddamn White.
Saul Goodman, speedy justice for you.
I need a word.
Oh. A word, yeah. Yeah, I have a word for you. Tunnel, which is where I am right now. Sorry, I can't hear you. Maybe try again later.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
It's not for me, and it shouldn't be for you. Hey, forget your key. Oh.
He's not wearing pants.
Okay, yeah, come right in.
Yeah, not hard to figure
Make
out
yourself at home.
who Lalo chose as a lawyer.
I need you to get him out on bail.
What do you have to do with Lalo Salamanca?
I represent someone who has an interest.
Someone like who?
Someone who will
Someone
remain
your
nameless.
client can never know about.
Yeah, look, I don't take marching orders from the man behind the curtain.
In this case, it's better that you do.
Meh. He doesn't know. He can't know about Gus. Not until Walt.
You know what Salamanca did, right?
I am aware.
Meh. Yeah.
This is everything you need to do your job.
All the evidence to get him out. Oh, God. Okay, Gus is there too. That's interesting. So they're approving of it. I mean, I guess they kind of have to, otherwise. Oh. They have to approve of it, otherwise Lalo would know. Oh, they're not gonna burn it down, they're just gonna vandalize it. I think. But what's with the gas? Just checking to make sure Lyle did a good job. Assuming this is the same building, but I don't think it is. This isn't the same Los Pollos, this is a different building, but... Oh gosh. Whoa! Okay. Why'd you vandalize it first, though?
What ties? Did you actually think I wasn't going to hear about this private eye of yours? Excuse me? Dave Clark. Dave Clark. Do the dumb act for Parson. Please. I can't wait to see him rip you both a new one.
There he goes.
Any idea what that asshole is going on about?
That asshole. Nobody likes Saul Goodman.
I'll call the librarian.
So they're gonna do it as because Dave Clark doesn't exist. Is that it?
Try not to be too cool. I mean, look humble. A little bit scared.
No problem.
Okay. Be a good actor.
Is that them?
Yep.
I mean, he's got to know the whole. He knows the story. Look what you're doing. But you gotta do it now.
Mr. de Guzman has deep ties to the city of Albuquerque. I'd like you to meet his family. That's his fiancée and the love of his life, Beth McKinnon. His stepchildren, Christopher and Ella. And sitting with them is Beth's mother, Mary.
So where did you hire them from?
I accept the defense's argument that bond is warranted. But, considering the severity of the charges, I will set the amount at $7 million. Cash only.
Oh, Your Honor.
All rise.
$7 million.
I can do that. Thing is, I'm gonna need you to pick it up.
What, me?
I'll call you.
Great. I mean, yeah, $7 million to Lalo is not much, but to Mr. de Guzman, it's a great shot. Nah, there's that guilt.
Hey, Jimmy.
Howard.
So, have you thought any more about the job?
The job?
Howard.
Yeah. No, I'm still giving it some thought.
Dude, just, like, let him down already.
You want to know what's weird? It's weird to offer a job to a man and in return have bowling balls thrown at your car. And prostitutes sent to your business lunch. That's weird.
Are you listening to yourself?
I mean,
I don't know
who else would do that?
Jimmy, I'm sorry you're in pain.
You're sorry. You're sorry.
Oh, shit.
You kill my brother, and you say you're sorry?
Whoa.
You have no idea what's going on. You're a teensy tiny man in a teensy weensy little bubble.
Oh, Jimmy.
Oh, don't you fucking Jimmy me.
Oh.
You look down on me, you pity me. Walk away. That's right, Howard. You know why I didn't take the job? Because it's too small. I don't care about it. It's nothing to me. It's a bacterium. I travel in worlds you can't even imagine. You can't conceive of what I'm capable of. I'm so far beyond you. I'm like a god in human clothing. Lightning bolts shoot from my fingertips.
You're a man with a god complex, I think. Anywho. Oh, is that gonna be it? Yep. He's a man who wants to be somebody. Why else would he fall in with Heisenberg? Oh. I'm desperately running out of space on this page for this week, but I think I can fit everything in. Alrighty. Oh, God, excuse me. Full length, thanks for stopping by. If you want to watch my discussion on this episode of Better Call Saul, you can head back to the normal video at this time. See you guys there. I mean, he kind of has to just keep telling himself that, you know? Because he sees those heartbroken people, you know? That absolutely heartbroken family, knowing that he's helping the murderer get out, you know? But now he has to, because it's not just that he needs to because it's Lalo, but he needs to because Gus needs Lalo out, you know? Okay. I mean, it's the whole thing of, you know, normally in shows you have, like, you know, you have story arcs and character development and everything, but the thing about this show is that the characters have to just keep getting worse, you know? The characters have to keep getting worse because they can't get better because of what already exists. It's like, I mean, in a sense, it's like watching the Star Wars prequels, you know? You watch those, and it's like, oh, look at this, you know, for better or for worse, you know, quality-wise, but look at this, you know, this love story between Anakin and Padme, and you see all this, you see this brotherly bond between Anakin and Obi-Wan, you know, you see all of that in the Clone Wars as well, but you know that this has to end in tragedy because you have to get to Darth Vader, you know? You have to get to Darth Vader. So the prequel trilogy has to end in tragedy, you know? And it's the same thing here. Saul Goodman, from what we see in Breaking Bad, he, you know, he's a bastard, but he is fully and 100%. Now, granted, he does have his moments. For instance, with Brock, when it came to poisoning Brock, he didn't realize that that's what Walt was going to do, and he was not okay with it, you know? So, while yes, there is still a bit of Jimmy in there, the real Jimmy, a lot of it is gone. A lot of it is gone in favor of Saul Goodman, you know? And because of that, we have to see that happen, you know? We have to see him becoming worse and worse, and where he started off as a legitimate, good lawyer, he has to devolve. I mean, every time he goes and meets somebody, they call him an asshole, you know? Every single time. You know, last season we had Suzanne Erickson, who was like, you know, that scumbag disbarred lawyer. We had the lawyer here. We had Kevin last episode. Because that's the character he has to play. He has to play the jackass, the asshole, the scumbag. That is the life he has chosen. And we enjoy it. We enjoy it because we're with him, you know? Honestly, the audience is almost in a similar relationship with Jimmy that Kim is, you know? Because Kim, she listens to Kevin and he says, you know, you could do a whole lot better. Meanwhile, she just got married to him not a few hours ago, you know? So, yeah, it's just, you can't... We're with Saul, but because we know Saul, we like Saul, you know? He's funny, he can make us laugh. But everybody else, justifiably so, is not with Saul, you know? Alrighty. So, they got married, and their witness was Huel. I did like that. I was like, they need someone to be a witness. And then, yeah, so the whole thing is that it's so that they won't keep these secrets anymore, and also they won't be forced to testify against each other, which is good. But yeah, Kim is definitely, I mean, Kim is basically forcing Jimmy to change, you know, because she can't leave him, but she cannot stay with him the way he is. So she is forcing him to change. I mean, it's practically like, you know, forcing him to go to therapy, you know? So that's the thing. And at least for the moment, it seemed to work, you know? For the moment, it seemed to work because Jimmy, you know, he hesitated, but he did tell her about Lalo, about everything happening there. And luckily, she was happy enough that he told her, and then they continued consummating their marriage, basically. It's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. But yeah, so yeah, Jimmy, because of course, if Lalo's gonna get picked up, he's gonna call his lawyer. The lawyer who did a really good job with Domingo. He called Saul, and he needed to get out on bail. And now it's get out on bond. and the price is $7 million. Now, I feel like that's going to raise some suspicions, if Mr. de Guzman can raise $7 million for his own bond, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, but Jimmy has to go pick it up, which is interesting. But yeah, but it worked, and the thing is, it's not just, because at first I was like, wow, that's going to be quite the miracle if he can do that, but the only reason he could do that, unbeknownst to Lalo, is because Mike was able to get him what he needed, because he did go to that witness, he did coach that witness, so you can just use that. Dave Clark, who is this guy, So, yeah, now, I don't know. The whole thing with the family is so rough because, I mean, from their perspective, it'll just be, well, this isn't the guy who, killed your son. It was someone else, somebody else did it, and they're still out in the wind. So, that'll be a problem. That would be definitely a problem for them. For Jimmy, it's also the fact that he is helping the man who murdered, their son, basically. And that's very difficult for Jimmy, but he's got to do it, and he did it. So, yeah. So while Jimmy does feel guilt about it, and it's an interesting thing, because I mean, I suppose it is still reflected, because you see Jimmy, he wants to be somebody, and he's thinking, oh, if we were, if I was a friend of the cartel, how much money I would be making, and just make money. Like, I like how Lalo, you could tell he just thought of that. It wasn't so smooth. I like his just make money, it just came to him in the moment, But yeah, but Saul is thinking we could make this money. I could have a ranch in Montana, a private jet, and all that stuff. It's Kim who is like, well, but do you want to be a friend of the cartel? So yeah, there is that, but you can tell that for the most part he wants a situation that is good for him. That it's great for him, and there's not as much risk. And yeah, is it any wonder that he went for Walter? Here's a guy who most likely is not going to, come into his bedroom in the middle of the night and shoot him, This is a high school chemistry teacher, so he saw that, but he saw the product, and that it was everything he needed. Not realizing that he would end up getting in trouble with Gus Fring and the cartel, and eventually even getting in trouble. He'd get in so much trouble with Mike, with Lydia, with the DEA, with the neo-Nazis, with everything that happened, until eventually Saul was just like, I have to go. It's like, Walt, I mean, Jesse was imprisoned at the time, but Walt was like, all right, Walt has to get out of here. But even Saul was like, this will all trace back to me. Even if they don't have him, this is coming back to me. I have to get out of here, And especially with that scene at the end, it's like, oh, HHM, it's too small for me. I am a god in mortal clothing and everything. It's like, yeah, he wants to be somebody, and there was a lot less risk. I mean, at least a lot less risk of dying from Walter White than Lalo Salamanca, And a lot less guilt, because well, he's just, he's cooking meth. He's not murdering people at a travel wire. But then you see that again when Walt does poison Brock, and Saul has to be a part of it, but he didn't even realize. And after the fact, when he does know what happened, and he says, you didn't tell me you were going to poison a kid, And he wants to break it off right there. He's like, no, I can't do that, But at that point, he was in too deep. Especially with Walter. But yeah. He wants to be somebody. And now he's nobody. Now he's Gene Takovic, a manager of a Cinnabon in Omaha, Nebraska. Good job. And that's just that. And granted, we haven't finished with Gene's story, but that is the sum of everything we see. Every choice James Morgan McGill makes leads him to, you're just a guy. Granted, Saul Goodman is known. Saul Goodman is known because everyone in Heisenberg's crew, became known. Gus Fring will always be remembered as the meth kingpin who took out the cartel and ran a chain of restaurants as a front, Walter White will forever be known as the drug kingpin, and the cook, one of the greatest meth cooks of all time. And Jesse is known, I'm presuming Jesse is also known, but at the same time, maybe, I don't know, maybe Jesse isn't as known, but Jesse might not be as known, but Saul I feel like has to be, So yeah, a lot of stuff there. We also had Nacho wanting to talk about his dad, but because Lalo is still an issue, nope, not yet. But that was interesting, and the thing is, they did say it's like, I can't just run, I need to get my dad out too, or else they'll come after him. So I need another way, and it sounds like Mike has the other way. I'm wondering if Mike does propose using Ed, because now I don't think we ever heard Mike talk about that. Like, I don't remember, I'm not quite there yet to where, tensions were really running high with Mike in the middle of season 5. I'm not there yet. We just finished off season 4 in our watch through of Breaking Bad. So I don't know if that was the thing, but from what I remember, Ed was really only ever mentioned by Saul, Saul was the one who knew about him, So, but I don't know if maybe that's where Nacho's path leads. That'd be interesting, But yeah. And then the other thing this episode was Kim, who did go in and lay down the hard truth. And she is right. She is absolutely right that they advised Kevin multiple times. Now, yes, Kim is lying about, she's the one who, put Jimmy up to this, and she's the one who caused these problems after, pitying Everett Acker. But they did advise him, go to the other place, it'd be better, or anything. Advised him to walk out of that meeting, advised him to walk out of that meeting, and he did. Multiple times she said, Kevin, don't answer that, and Kevin's like, no, I got this. So yes, in a sense, as bad of a professional day as that was, it's not just Kim, it's not just Kim. She is correct. Now, whether or not that helps the situation with Kevin, I'm really not sure, but we'll have to see. So yeah, we also had Gus. This was interesting. Meeting with presumably the head, like the head of the, I assume the original branch, I guess, of Madrigal, the German part of the company. I mean, it's a German company, but it seems like Lydia works, on the U.S. branch. But that was interesting that he is in on it. Like, it's not just Lydia, it's also like the head of Magical, which I guess that makes sense, but he is also in on it, and has to be informed of the issues with the Salamancas, you know? So that was really interesting. And yeah, the fact that he's basically, I mean, he's part of, you know, the funding basically for all of this. He's funding the lab, you know? And it's just interesting to see all of this happening. You've got the Cartel with the Salamancas, you've got Magical with Gus and everything. And all of this is brought down by Walter White, you know? Granted, the Cartel is brought down by Gus, and even though it seemed like, you know, all of this was happening because of Walter, Gus had been planning to take out the Cartel for years, you know? He had been planning this for a long time, pretty much ever since the death of Max, you know? He's been working towards that, but as soon as he destroys the Cartel, he's taken out by Walter White, unfortunately. And then, after the fall of Heisenberg, all of Magical is taken out, you know? Every single last thing, you know? Every single last thing. But yeah, but that was really, really interesting. I liked it. So, really, really good, really interesting episode. And yeah, Jimmy at the end yelling at Howard. I like, though, that Howard did, you know, connect the dots. That is like, oh, who threw bowling balls at your car and sent in 2 prostitutes to humiliate you? Gee, who would think about that? Who else but Charlie Hustle, you know? And man, the whole thing of, you know, oh, you killed my brother and you offer me this, and it's like, cause see, I was talking with some people in the comments about that. I didn't really think that Jimmy did blame Howard for that, you know? Like, I figured it was more of, you know, Jimmy was like, well, you know, he may have connected some of the dots. It's like, well, the whole thing with, what was it? It was the insurance thing, and that, you know, led to Chuck spiraling, which is why Howard wanted him to retire, which eventually led to his death. But I figured Jimmy connected those dots and took his last conversation with Chuck to heart, and it's like, you know, don't regret, don't, you know, go back on it, just stick to it, you know? I thought it would be that, but I don't know. I mean, is it or is it not? Does he actually blame Howard for Chuck's death? I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah, either way, there was an interesting blow up there, and man, Howard, that's got to be such an interesting job for Patrick Fabian, where it's like, you know, we'll film like one scene with you every so often now, because without Chuck, he really doesn't have too much, you know, reason to be in the main storyline, and just every so often we'll have one of the other actors yell at you, you know, and you just have to take it, you know. But hey, he's probably paid pretty well, so and then he goes on Cameo and talks about the One Piece being real and Kid Named Finger. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, all very interesting, all very, very interesting. And yeah, you know, we're in the back half of the season, and the back half of the season is always intense. So I'm excited to see. We've got 3 episodes left this season, and then, oh boy, we're on to the final season, which will be fun. But yeah, good stuff, and I'm excited to see where we are going next time. But that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist for all of my Better Call Saul reactions, as well as another playlist for all of my Breaking Bad reactions if you want to go check those out. Oh god. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.